Okay, now let's start with remaining, that is user and bank based transaction. Okay, so before starting with this, as I had mentioned in previous session, that first of all again just try to compare both of them, that is UMPB type and PMB type. Okay, so as you know, I had already considered one very simple example in this first UMPB, where the user is buying some product through this type of application. Okay, so in short, in this case the user is indirectly using the merchant's application. Okay, so and in this case the user is in short using some payment mobile payment gateway based application through which the user is trying to buy some product or service. Okay, so again, if you try to remind what we have seen in previous theory lecture. Okay, so here one end user was there, okay, who is trying to buy any product. Okay, and product might be anything. So what I had considered the example is, okay, like from Flipkart, the user is trying to buy some product. Okay, so in short, the Flipkart's application should be installed within your smartphone. Okay, so for understanding purpose also, we have already seen this example. Okay, so this is your smartphone, suppose, and within that smartphone, let's say this Flipkart's application is installed. So in short, the merchant is in short providing some kind of user interface through its application, where the user can buy any product. And after that also, we already seen the another actor or another participant in its process was your mobile payment, or say any payment gateway. And after that also, we already learned that bank was also included, that is bank is also another type of gateway. Sorry, not gateway, it is also one kind of participant in the working of m-commerce application based on UMTB. Okay, sorry, UMPB. So here in short, when the user is purchasing some product through Flipkart application, okay, which is in short merchant. Okay, after receiving confirmation from the user through his m-commerce based application, this merchant will again forward the request to the connected payment gateway. Okay, payment gateways are, we already seen the list of payment gateways. Okay, like take process, then say bill desk, and so on. Okay, again this payment gateway will transfer this information to the bank. Bank will approve the financial transaction after following some steps. Okay, obviously there is another route also through which bank is connected to the user. Okay, so the user is basically trying to interact with the bank through their individual network. Okay, and then the bank will approve the transaction. This payment gateway will forward this information to the merchant, and after that merchant will try to generate the receipt, and the request will be confirmed from this merchant, and then after some time the user will get the notification, and so on. Okay, so this example I had considered to understand what is this UMPB. So here in short, see, why am I again explaining this part is because just try to understand what is the difference between this PMB and UMPB. Okay, so here you can see directly the user is using the merchant's application in short in this case. Okay, so in short, it's not like the user is not interacting. User itself is first of all considered who is using the merchant's application, and through which only the rest of the things are happening. Okay, so this is what happens in UMPB. Now if you consider again PMP example, Okay, here is a little bit difference. Okay, so for this purpose, I had considered one simple example in previous case, that is within the smartphone of user. Okay, say any mobile payment based application is installed, and I had considered very simple example. Okay, let's say phone pays application is installed, through which the user wishes to buy any service. Okay, so in short, it's not like this phone pay, that is the one kind of mobile payment gateway which is acting as a merchant in this case. Okay, so don't get confused, actually it is acting as the payment gateway only. Okay, and the mobile payment gateway only has rights to complete the transaction with the banks. Okay, so just try to remember one important thing, that mobile payment gateway are only allowed to make financial transactions through electronic way only. Okay, so this kind of right has been given to the payment gateways and bank itself only. Rather than them, not a single user can make their own payment system. Yes, they can. See, any merchant or any another end user can become as a payment gateways with the help of the permission rights provided by the bank authorities only. But right now, the phone pay is or say the considered example is acting as mobile payment gateway only, not even merchant. Okay, and also I had considered the same example, like where the user wishes to make online Airtel recharge through the same pay again. Okay, so for this purpose also I had explained you which kind of product user can buy from this kind of merchant. So in short, this Airtel is acting as merchant in short. Okay, so I'm just writing here it is a merchant, and here this is your user in short. Okay, and in short, this user is connected to the payment gateway itself. Okay, that is so this is in short payment gateway, and payment gateway. Okay, in short, in our example, this is phone pay. Okay, for your understanding purpose, I am just drawing in this way. Okay, so in short, again just try to remember the sequence. So first of all, through phone mobile payment gateways application, user is connected to the payment gateway directly. Okay, now also this payment gateway will include the the list of merchants. Okay, like Airtel, say Myntra shopping, then say Book My Show. Okay, then say some clothing websites, and some cylinder provider, that is LPG providers, and so on. Okay, so I have just mentioned those list of available merchants for understanding purpose. You can consider any example while explaining the same part. Okay, so here again, when through this payment gateway application, user is trying to connect to the particular merchant. Okay, so in our case, now consider, let's say this user is trying to connect to the this merchant basically to make online recharge. Okay, so this example I had considered in previous session. Okay, so again, while making online recharge as we already seen the merchant includes the list of products and services. So this basically this merchant includes a set of services or products. So the product can be their dongle, okay, say to use the internet connectivity and so on, and the services may include calling, SMS and so on. So out of which the user may wish to select the calling service, and user may wish to make some online recharge. So after selecting the product, okay, right now suppose the product is selected with which is worth rupees say 360, that is the user wish to make online recharge through this payment gateway application. So further what will happen again, okay, the same merchant's information, okay, that is this user is going to select the product, and through this payment gateway only the request will be confirmed, okay, by this end user. And when this request will be confirmed by this end user, okay, now in short, I had already explained you in previous sessions that the payment gateways are directly connected to the banks, okay. So the bank is going to do the rest of the things, okay. So this thing we already seen in previous session, just try to remember, okay. So now what will flow is again when this user is going to confirm the the request generated by the payment gateway itself for selecting the product or to purchase or to buy the product, okay. This payment gateway will again transfer this request to the bank, okay. This bank will again approve the request, okay, like that is the amount deduction, updation the accounts and so on, so many functionalities comes under bank. So obviously this bank will again generate the confirmation about the completion of financial transaction, and this through this payment gateway it will deliver information to the user through its own application, and same thing will be updated within the user's directory or database also. So this is the flow which we have already seen okay, while learning this PMB. So here in this case you can see who are the acting participants in this case. So in short, the the acting participants in this case are, okay, the user itself, then the payment gateway in short, that's why this P is given name. And why the user is keep is because it is by itself it is considered that this user is installed with payment gateway based app, so that's why including user this P is directly considered, that is payment gateway phone payment gateway is considered, and which is further connected to the merchant, that's why this M is considered. And again through this payment gateway it is connected to the bank, and bank is responding accordingly, and that's why this P is considered, okay. So that's why first of all the P is given, then the merchant, that is M, is given, and then bank is given, okay. So that's why this second one is as PMB. Now here you can understand the difference between them, okay, because here in this case the merchant's application is installed within the user, and in this case the payment mobile payment gateway's application is directly installed within the user's phone, okay. So that's why it behaves in that manner. And second thing you can just try to understand here is in this case the payment gateway is in short directly connected to the bank, okay. Even though in this case through merchant's application the transaction is happening, but the financial transaction has to be completed through payment gateway only, Here in this case also same thing is happening, only through the payment gateway only the financial transaction is proceed to the bank and bank approves the requested financial transaction. Okay, so I hope at least now you have understood what is UMPB and what is PMB. So probably in okay, so it is fine that you have understood the comparison between UMPB and PMB. In similar way, this user bank, that is this type of transaction is done, which is very easy. Okay, again in similar manner, just try to understand how it works is, and let's consider one real-time example. Okay, let's say this is user's smartphone. Okay, and within this particular say some SBI's application is installed. Okay, you can consider any bank for understanding purpose. I am just assuming, or so consider, let's say some HDFC's application is installed. Okay, so within that, okay, let's say the user has installed one HDFC Bank's application. HDFC Bank application. Okay, so through this bank application, in short, user is able to access the bank account details. Okay, in which so many activities can be done, like updating the updating or doing the financial transaction, sending funds, receiving funds, checking the bank balance, and so on. So many activities can be done through this application. So this is basically any bank application you can consider. For understanding purpose, I have considered this as a HDFC Bank application. Okay, and another end there will be the actual bank. Okay, so consider, say this is the HDFC Bank's web server. Okay, so say HDFC Bank Limited server. Okay, now this HDFC Bank may have some types of services. Okay, services in the sense, like a very simple example, let's say user may wish to buy some loan, or say next can be any insurance policy. Okay, then say other services. So many services that I'm not going to mention the types of services comes under, because for your understanding purpose only I have considered this example instead of other services and so on. Now, okay, after that, let's say this user, okay, just wait a minute, I'm just going to draw this diagram completely so that it may not interrupt me to explain it in more depth. Okay, now consider directly. Okay, let's say the user, okay, this is the user. Basically the user is installed with the bank application. Okay, and in day-to-day life you might be using this kind of application through which you can check the bank's balance status, you can send that, you can transfer the funds, as well as you can do the rest of the activities comes under the banking services. So now suppose this user wish to buy some services which comes under this HDFC Bank Limited. Okay, Now suppose this user may wish to pay or make some payment for some previous insurance, or the user may wish to apply some kind of loan facility, okay, where user needs to make some payment, or user may wish to pay some charges to applying a particular service, that is a loan application and so on. So within its application itself, okay, the list of activities are available to complete this kind of, or to buy this kind of service also. Okay, the service can be anything. So for this purpose, obviously the user will request directly to that particular bank that yes, I wish to buy this service and I wish to proceed for the next step. So based on that, again user will try to approve the request by identifying or by verifying this user through n number of steps. Okay, now okay, we are going to see those steps in the next example, that is while learning this architecture in more depth. Okay, right now just try to understand that how this okay, it is fine that the user is the bank is going to verify the user, and after having approval or after verifying that particular user only, the rest of the things are happening. Okay, so after having confirmation from user about to buying that particular service or product from that bank, okay, the user is going, the bank is going to verify that user, as well as the bank is going to verify the request, and after that only the bank is going to confirm the request generated by the user. And next thing is the actual financial transaction will takes place. Okay, the actual transaction will takes place between the user, okay, and the bank itself. But what's happening here is this is not an actual transaction between the user and the bank. Okay, the user is just only providing instructions, okay, for buying some kind of services within the that bank, and the same amount will be deducted from the bank's accounts, bank account of that particular user itself. Okay, so here what is the meaning behind it is, okay, so if you see, just only the actor, or say the participants in this financial transaction is the bank and user itself. That's it. Okay, so there is no any other participant is acting here in this case, where the which is in short supporting the financial transaction. So if you try to go through this diagram here again, okay, so here m-commerce application, okay, so here especially it is mentioned that the bank, through bank application directly it is connected to the bank, which includes the merchant account details or user account details or gateway account details too. Okay, so through this example I hope you have understood what is the meaning behind this UB type of transaction. Okay, so where just only user and bank is acting as a participant, and user can directly provide the instruction to the bank, okay, based on user's identification, and rest of the things user is going to approve the request, and after that only the respective services or product from that particular bank only the user can buy. Okay, very simple meaning behind it. Okay, I hope you have cleared with this kind of or this type of fee also. Okay, so if you compare this thing with about two types, okay, you can easily understand the difference between them, where in this case only the end user and bank is acting as a participant, even though the bank itself is acting as a seller, or the bank itself is acting as a merchant. Also the bank itself is acting as a payment gateway also. Okay, so this is a very important thing you should remember in this cases. And if you're talking about the list of services comes under in this case is, in short, the doing the financial transaction. It might be it might be delivering the funds to the another bank account. It might be delivering the funds within the same bank account, or it might be buying the services comes under the same bank itself, or it might be buying the products comes under the same bank only. Okay, so we should explain it in a more detailed way, that is what is UB type of transaction. Okay, so after learning all the types of financial transactions, you can easily understand that. Okay, so based on requirement, user can use the application. Okay, just try to read this those statements. First statement is m-commerce is done through different types of routes on basis of which type of m-commerce application is used by the user. So obviously, right now, hope you might be have understood why I was saying those three types of examples only. Like in first case, I had considered one example, like the user is using Flipkart mobile, that is the Flipkart application within smartphone, through which user is trying to buy a product or services. Okay, so this is first type, that is UMPP type. Next example I had considered as the user is trying to buy any product or any services through mobile payment gateway based application. It might be a phone pay application or a Paytm application and so on. Third example also I had considered, like the user might be have installed with some banking based application, that is it might be SBI Bank, it might be Canara Bank, through which the user is directly buying the product or services of that particular bank. That is the user is directly buying the services or product from that bank only. And in this case, I had considered the application like SBI's personal app within smartphone, through which user can do the financial transaction. User can send the funds to the another bank account or within the same bank account, or user can buy any services comes under that particular bank. Like SBI might be providing some insurance policies, or if the user wishes to buy some kind of policy which comes under the SBI bank, then he or she able to buy that particular policy from the SBI's mobile application only directly. Okay, also especially I would like to mention one more thing in this case, as one more thing also I would like to mention in this case is, you can consider either of the example, either UB or rest of the two also. Okay, here is a very important thing you should remember as. Okay, so this is suppose your normal user, this is suppose your merchant, this is suppose your payment gateway, and say suppose this one is your bank. Okay, just wait for a moment. I am just writing here the names of those respective participants. Okay, so this is user. Okay, let's say this is your merchant, this is, let's say, your let's say this is payment gateway, say this is a bank. Okay, so even though if you have considered the first two types, okay, where the transaction took place between, let's say, between the first of all the user to merchant, then from merchant to payment gateway, and from payment gateway to bank. Okay, so again try to remind those points, okay, what I had mentioned in previous case, that is here. Okay, so to make the m-commerce, the user first of all should have the bank account, Okay, in short, bank account in the sense the user's nationality should be verified by the bank. So in short, the bank is whole and sole responsible for that user's authenticity. Or if anybody asks who is the user, is the last option available is as a bank, because bank always gives all its service rights to the user after confirmation only. Okay, so in short, the bank is always connected to the user, always remember. Okay, so even though if you are looking at this example, okay, say the user is delivering request to the merchant is delivering request to the payment gateway, and payment gateway is in short delivering the same request to the bank. Okay, and what we had seen is the bank is delivering the response to the payment gateway when the transaction will be completed. Based on this only, the payment gateway will again deliver the same based on the same acknowledgement. The payment gateway will deliver the completion response to the merchant here again, and merchant will deliver the financial transaction completion or the order completion report to the user, or receipt will be delivered from this merchant to user. But here you might be have noted one thing, that to complete the financial transaction from this bank of this user, this bank always try to contact to the user. This is a very important thing. Okay, now a very simple example. Okay, when the financial transaction is to be happen, okay, financial transaction in the sense, okay, consider same example what we have seen in previous practical, that is user is trying to make user was trying to buy any product from Flipkart website. This Flipkart website is delivering the forwarding the transaction request to the payment gateway. Again, from this this payment gateway, the request will be processed to the bank. And if say anybody is using any bank's net banking, so in short, this user will have one kind of user interface where user need to enter the username and password details. Okay, so when this user is going to enter the username and password details, so actually this user interface is retrieved from again same flow only. Remember, there is no any difference between that flow. What do I mean to say is, when you will be asked to log into your bank account through this flow, see, don't get confused again. Just try to consider again same example. User was buying some product from Flipkart through Flipkart's application, right? So when this user will be proceed to make the payment through any payment gateway, okay, now suppose the mode is net banking mode. Okay, so through that net banking mode, this payment gateway is in short connected to the bank. Okay, so through that so this kind of this kind of mode supports or has some kind of user interface where this user needs to enter username and password. Okay, if you have done such kind of transaction, then you might be known to the system how it works is. So basically, when this user will have that kind of user interface where user need to enter the username and password of that particular bank. Okay, so this flow is maintained again through this order only. Always remember, okay, it's not like some different sequences managed. Now here is a very important step. Okay, now what is that step is, when this user will enter the user details within its user interface, okay, then again user will be asked to enter the one-time password. Okay, so this one-time password will be delivered actually through another way, and this way is nothing but this way. Okay, where there is no any single role of payment gateway, or there is no any single role of merchant in that case. Always remember. Now this transaction should be completed between user and bank. So in this case, actually what happens is user needs to prove himself or herself that yes, I am the authorized user within your bank account, and I wish to make this transaction, and I wish to proceed for the payment updation. Okay, so very simple example, in that case you need to enter OTP which is delivered by the bank through the network. Okay, so that's why if you have gone through this diagram here again, okay, this diagram, okay, that's why it is specially mentioned as mobile network and services. So in short, services are those like calling, SMS, and so on, or internet based services. So SMS service out of the list of available mobile services will be selected and used, and through that medium only this bank will try to contact to the user to approve and verify the transaction. Obviously when the user will enter the delivered OTP through SMS, then only this communication will be disconnected. Okay, and then the bank will understand that yes, the bank will try to complete the rest of the things, that is confirmation about the transaction, bill generation, and so on, and based on that it will try to deliver the updated information to the payment gateway, that is about the confirmation of transaction. Then this payment gateway will deliver the acknowledgement slip to the merchant, and then payment will try to generate the receipt of completed transaction to the user, and based on that only the next thing will happen, that is delivering the product, shipping the product, and so on. So this is a very important thing, students. You should know how it works and how this bank is in short linked to the user. Okay, so that's why this is a very important, especially it is mentioned the mobile network and services, or wide network and services in this case. Okay, so this is all about m-commerce application working through types of transaction routes. Okay, so till today we have finished with what is introduction to m-commerce and m-commerce application working through transaction routes. So just try to go through the notes. Okay, the notes includes this architecture, this theory, and some sub points within the main point also. Now just remaining part of last unit is this architecture, m-commerce application architecture with working. Now if you have understood the previous sessions in an easy way, then it is very easy to remember how this architecture works, even though you can remember the steps also, and even though day-to-day life you are using same thing. So I hope you have understood this part. So in next theory session I'll try to cover the remaining part, and after which your all units will be completed, because one unit and sub-unit, that is sub-unit, some sub-units are included in this unit is related to the security issue, or some pros and cons of m-commerce, or some applications of m-commerce, or some benefits of applications, and so on. So same thing I have already discussed in previous units or previous theory lectures also in the classroom. So if anybody has any doubt, you can ask me the same points. Just try to go through the notes provided. Okay, and just try to remember the types of networks used in this case, even though this point is also very important. Okay, because until today we have just only seen the flow, okay, which is between this flow only we have seen. Okay, that is from bank to user, that is from merchant to payment gateway to bank. Okay, but when this case is used, I hope you have understood at least by this considered example. So I hope students you have understood all theory through this session. So if you have any doubt, you can contact me on WhatsApp, or you can post the same comments on these two. Okay, thank you.